Hello One Piece enthusiasts, I'm the One Piece nerd and today let's talk about CP0 coming to Egghead to assassinate Vegapunk. So, the last chapter, 1062, and the last page was about CP0 on their next mission, saying that they had to give the Seraphim Kuma back to Egghead Island and to assassinate Vegapunk under the orders of the Gorosei. Now, I've briefly mentioned this both in my chapter review and in my previous video. It's about time I get into a deep dive into it. So before we move on, make sure to like and subscribe, it helps the channel out a lot. If you have, let's move on. So when talking about Vegapunk, we could say a lot of things as to why the Gorosei would want to eliminate Vegapunk, because Vegapunk is a very fishy character. Yes, he's done a lot for the Marines. He basically gave most of the technological advancements that the world government needed to get on top of everyone else, but that doesn't mean that he's a completely good person. Because we've always been speculating his association with the revolutionaries, his sort of half-assed way of doing things the way he did with Kuma, and also the history between Kuma, Bonnie, and Dr. Vegapunk. Everything is all a little tingle-wingle messed up. Now, I did say that this was a part of the sort of great cleansing that we talked about in Reverie. This is definitely a part of it, and when thinking about it a little bit more, I said that Rob Lucci said that, assassinating Vegapunk, is it a part of, the whole conspiracy with Lucia Kingdom, having it destroyed, and everything with King Cobra. Not King Cobra. I don't think that King Cobra is related with Lucia, but Lucia Kingdom, Vegapunk. Rob Lucci suggests that there might be a connection, but we don't want to get into it because it would get them in trouble. Now, I said that the Lucia Kingdom being destroyed, the reason behind that could have been, basically them having to do some sort of scandal with the world government. Like, the king wasn't a very good person from what we saw before the kingdom was destroyed. We see that the people are very pissed off, are very angry. We've also seen that it is basically a wasteland. It's basically, it has no money. It literally has no money to support itself, and most of the money that it has goes to the Heavenly Tribute, and the king doesn't really do much about the country. And there seems to be more on the surface, beyond the surface level than it seems, and what would make the world government make sure that the Lucia Kingdom is destroyed? And if it has a connection with Vegapunk, I would like to say that the revolutionaries and Vegapunk at this point are affiliated. Because the moment that Lucia Kingdom was said to be destroyed was immediately after the revolutionaries made it, came into Lucia, got rid of the pirates that were there, and made it a turf for the revolutionaries. It was before Reverie, and obviously someone got to know about it. It's not unnatural for him not to know about this because it's been said all around the world. Point is, everything happened pre-Reverie, and I believe it was immediately after the revolutionaries took over that made him someone want to destroy the island. So if it has something to do with Vegapunk, it all connects back to Vegapunk's connection with the revolutionaries. Again, I want to get a little bit more into it before we move on to Lucia. I think I'm repeating myself. Okay. Revolutionaries having a connection with Vegapunk is not unnatural, because look at what happened with Kuma. I don't want to go over it again, but Kuma having his memories half erased and half, specific parts of him staying there while turning him into a robot, Kuma trying to help the Straw Hats because he was a part of the revolutionaries, and Dr. Vegapunk also being interested in the Straw Hats and helping Kuma to basically do his last request, because if he was completely under the influence of the world government, he would have never done this. Even if we are talking about Fujitora, the only reason Fujitora helped out Luffy was because they were good people. Luffy and the others were good people. Fujitora saw the darkness in the world government. That's why he decided to help Luffy out in that instance. For Vegapunk, he has no sort of connection with the Straw Hats, other than the fact that, Dragon is Luffy's father. And let's just say he built up that connection after Luffy revealed Gear 5 and whatever he had on the wanted poster. Vegapunk knows about lineage factors, he's researched devil fruits, and for him not to be interested in Straw Hat as a whole is not unnatural. But remember, if he was a world government dog from the bottom of his heart, sort of like Admiral Ryokugu and Akainu and everyone else, Rob Lucci, CP0, anyone from CP0, anyone from the higher-ups of the Marines, they would never want to help Luffy out. Even if it was Sengoku, he would never let Luffy go. Sengoku is a very righteous person. But when it comes to pirates, the only time he's made an exception was with Corazon, and that was because he had personal connections. Even when it comes to the Straw Hats, he has no mercy. What I'm trying to say is, Vegapunk definitely knows about the notoriety of the Straw Hats, and the only reason he would get to know about Luffy personally, in order to have that much interest in them as to let them live, is by the fact that Dr. Vegapunk knows a lot about the Straw Hats than we think he does. Now, how is it possible for someone in the world government to know so much about the Straw Hats, be so interested in them while being in the world government? Yes, they're a bunch of pirate group who's defeated Kaido, Big Mom, is a big shot emperor. Well, that's not enough to get Vegapunk interested in a crew like that, because if that were to be the case, he would be interested in every single Yonko that ever existed. And how else do you get information from, about the Straw Hats from anyone else? Ivankov. Ivankov's seen Luffy firsthand. She's part of the revolutionaries. And Dr. Vegapunk would basically be influenced by what Ivankov said in order to make him interested in the Straw Hats. Furthermore, I don't want to speculate more on this, but if Dr. Vegapunk does have his associations with the revolutionaries, it would make him a very prime target for the world government, because it would be very easy, if it's that easy for us as readers to comprehend what he did for the Straw Hats when it comes to helping Kuma out, I would say that it's not completely unlikely that Im-sama haven't figured this out yet. There have been other things that maybe that Vegapunk was doing that we have yet to know about that made him go against the world government's agenda, and it feels risky as to why it should be happening. Now that the revolutionaries are making a move, and that, we've also speculated the only reason Lucia Kingdom was destroyed, or one of the reasons why Lucia was destroyed, was a warning for the revolutionaries, and if they get to assassinate Vegapunk, that's also another warning for them, because that basically proves that, hey, I know Dr. Vegapunk has done a lot for us, he's one of the greatest assets the world government has, but we are going to get rid of him because of the fact that he's related with you guys. If you guys don't stop, everyone you know will be dead meat. And what's so special about Lucia could have been the fact that Vegapunk has been creating hidden technologies, been sending out equipment, weapons. If he can come up with something like the Seraphims, he's bound to come up with more interesting things that he has not yet revealed to the world government, that he has really revealed to the revolutionaries, because that's where his allegiance lie. And there you have it. That's more than enough reason for Im-sama to get rid of him. Because if Vegapunk is actually the person who is supplying revolutionaries with equipment, and that can literally overthrow the world government, that's more than enough reason to do so. And aside from that, I don't see any other convicting reasons as to why it would happen. Vegapunk is a smart enough man to know that the world government has caught wind of whatever he's doing, and he sort of figured out that, CP0 is gonna come for me, the same way Doflamingo said that they would. And we don't know what happened there, but he's a smart man. He's figured it out, and the only reason he would want Straw Hat's help is for them to defeat the CP0 guys and basically reveal himself to the world, or specifically the Straw Hats, for whatever he did. And it's been speculated for a long time that even though Kuma's lost his memories, there's definitely a way to get it back. And the only person to get it back from is Dr. Vegapunk. I don't want to speculate on this further, but maybe there's something deep inside that we've yet to figure out, that Oda himself has been cooking up that we cannot comprehend in our wildest imagination. But that's it for the video, honestly. If you wanted enough reasons to basically assassinate Vegapunk, this would be the only reason, because the only person in the world that is directly in conflict with the world government is Dragon. And if anyone's related with Dragon, you know that they're done for. That's it for the video, guys. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Have a good day, and peace.